I'm Grant Hanson.
And I'm Ryan Chevalier.
College recruiting.
Okay. First off is the specific roles needed to be a college recruiter. They have to assess the hiring needs of the company and develop job descriptions and specifications accordingly. Designing and implementing recruitment strategies such as events and social media campaigns. Researching hiring trends and compiling recruitment reports and presentations. Sourcing talented candidates through a variety of means, including events, advertising, and databases. Maintaining relationships with universities, students, organizations, and recruitment networks. Lastly, managing all administrative tasks such as updating recruitment databases, hiring profiles, and applicant documentation. Next up is the skills necessary to be a college recruiter. They have to demonstrate an excellent ability to attract and engage with potential candidates. Should be a critical thinker and able to clearly identify vacancy requirements and suitable talent. They need to be excellent marketing and advertising abilities, highly charismatic, with excellent interpersonal communication skills. They have to be a good judgment of character and decision making, great networking ability, and lastly, sound knowledge of recruitment practices and keeping up to date with trends. Next is the work environment. There's two separate work environments for a college recruiter. When traveling to job fairs, recruiters generally work in a conference center or on the actual college campus. The next work environment is when they're doing research and communicate with company representatives or individual candidates while working at desk and office-like settings. Next is the education or training needed to be a college recruiter. They must have a bachelor's degree in human resources or business administration, a minimum of 2 years experience in human resource or recruitment, experience with designing and conducting interviews, short internal training programs to learn the company's strategies and workflow, and lastly, some firms offer on-the-job training, including shadowing fellow recruiters and offering supervised sessions with potential candidates. Next up is colleges that provide the human resource degree. Here's a list of the top 10 human resource colleges in Ohio for 2022. First is Ohio State.
Go Bucks.
Toledo.
Go Rockets.
Akron.
I forget.
Zips.
Yeah, Zips, yeah.
Baldwin Wallace. I have no idea. Franklin University. Wright State. Ohio University.
Go Cats.
Cleveland State. Xavier.
Go Muskies.
And Youngstown State.
Go Penguins. All right, so for the employment outlook for all collegiate applicable HR jobs, this is a broad scale thing, but apparently they're expected to grow by 6.8% within the next 10 years by 2030. And then, like I just said, this figure includes non-recruiting positions. An approximated 21,100 people will be employed in collegiate human resources positions by 2030, as you can see by the uptrending graph right here. Next is salary. So if you're going to be a college recruiter, you're possibly going to make between $60,000 and $80,000 a year, $60,000 being a starting salary, and then the average or the mean salary nationwide is about $65,000 a year, indicating a left skewed data plot with guys who've been on the job for a while reaching up to $80,000+. So one great positive for this job is that there are very little possible hazards in your work environment, very little risk for injury. If you include mental strain from talking to young adults as an injury, then you might experience some of that, but generally people who are fit for the job and want to do it well don't experience that. So as I just listed some positives, here are a couple possible drawbacks. The majority of cons or negatives about being a college recruiter are based on the possibilities of burnout. Much like salesmen, the majority of recruiters have low success rates that may lead to becoming disinterested in the job. As young students have tons of different colleges they're looking at, there's a low percentage that your college is going to be the one that they choose. Finally, on drawbacks, your social skills must be on point to be successful in the position. People with low social batteries may not be able to apply themselves throughout the day of long tasks and talking to students. So if you go into this field at an entry-level position, you'd want to know all the prospects for promotion and how to get the big bucks. Promotions in this field generally stem from the ability to take on large-scope projects. If you have substantial experience in the industry, if you've been there a while, and have solid results so far in your career, your employer may want to place you in a leadership role over a team of other recruiters. Many colleges and universities have large management departments that facilitate recruitment. A promotion into one of these roles is possible after starting in an entry-level position. So, Grant and I both talked about our specific experience and how we view this career. I said I see this position as something I probably wouldn't want to do, but could possibly have some success if I was forced into it. I don't think the college campus environment would suit me well as a professional, and I have talked to multiple recruiters, and I enjoyed talking to them. I mean, that's their job, so I should have, but they were nice and engaging.
And what I said about these questions, I said I could not see myself doing this job because I think that I don't have the skills necessary for success, unlike some other people. It also seems like a more monotonous, boring-ish job. It's not as fun as others. Kind of just sit in a desk and talk to high school students getting ready for college. It would be fun to travel to different campuses and see them, but I do not think this is the job for me. I do not know anyone personally in this field, but I did go on a visit and I talked to a couple, and they were really engaging and helped us out. They helped us get a better understanding of the school itself and the cost needed to go to that certain school. Do you want to talk about your recruiting experience?
Yep. So this isn't down on the slideshow, but for me, I was going to a couple bigger universities, and when I walked in, they had a complete recruiting department, just for athletics, and then also an even bigger one for the general population of students that came in. And there's usually recruiters for each possible major. When I visited Michigan State to go run, I talked to specifically a recruiter for the School of Business there. He was probably the most engaging guy I met on the trip, even though I didn't end up going to Michigan State. He put that school right up there with Virginia Tech, which I did end up going to.
And I just have to say, I will be starting this process in about 6 months, maybe.
Get a little Southern hospitality.
Yeah.
Maybe going to Auburn, the shirt you got on right now.
So I will have to engage and talk with a bunch of college recruiters, see what's best for me. and hopefully choose the right option, which I hopefully will. And that will be a fun, cool experience that I will remember for a long time.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for listening, and have a nice finish to the end of the school year. This is Ryan Chevalier, out.
And I'm Grant Hanson, and we will see you later.